November 5th, 2018 is voting day across the country. Democrats, Republicans, and independents will and should be voting. Get ready now. Plan your day. Set your time. If you want to vote in the morning or in the evening, find out when the polls open, when they close, and make certain you're there either in the morning or the evening before they close to vote. So you have to plan your day. If you have to lose a few hours from work, lose it, even if you lose a little money, because people have been fighting hundreds of years to get us this voting like we have of America. So that's the main thing, and your children will be watching you too. When they see how important you think voting is, then they will do it when they get older. In the United States plan for America. And even if you have to lose a few hours from work, the other thing is make sure you have transportation. Like if you're coming home from New York City to a subway, then make sure you have a cab or Uber that's going to take you to the voting poll. You have to get there. You have to have your identification, whatever papers they want you to have to get registered and sign up and then go in and vote for the people that you want. Whoever, just the right. And if you don't want it, then we can just throw it away. But people have fought, lost their lives, been killed over it. It's been going now for several hundred years. And my father used to tell me a long time ago, you go vote, because if you don't vote, people are watching you. And they'll start saying you're a communist or something like that. You just don't care. You never go vote. They watch you on that day. They watch who's going to the polls, who's voting, who's coming back. All the people in your neighborhood will be watching you. The other thing is, there are other foreign countries, as you know, that are trying to disrupt our electrical voting system, and they did it in 2016. Supposedly that was Russia. I don't know. It might have been other countries. This year I'm hearing stories about China could be trying to interrupt our voting, and we don't want that, because if that happens, we have to investigate it. We have to try to prosecute them, and that's going to take a lot of time and a lot of money. Another thing, whenever you're voting, if you see anything that looks strange, go to your local elected official or go to the police. Now, what can look strange? Somebody might be in there that you know is somebody else's ID, or not have the proper identification, or he took somebody else's identification and they're voting, and that person's at home and you know it. So you tell the guy running the election, if he doesn't do anything, you call the police right on the spot. 6 months from now, we want to know when it happens that day, and they'll come in and they'll grab that person and they'll start talking to them, and they'll get to their identification to see if there is a violation. Another thing, sometimes you'll hear that people are paying you to vote a certain. If you run into something like that, you turn that into the police, because we don't want anybody getting paid to vote for anybody else, because that takes away the type of election that we run. We don't run no election where everybody voting's getting paid. And you go to the police and you tell them, especially if they're getting paid or if they're voting with false papers. You go to the police, and a lot of times you might know somebody's dead. The guy next to you is voting for him. So I mean, how's a man dead going to vote? Because they know that, they find out about it, they get his ID, and bam, they're in there voting for that man who's dead. And we can't put up with that. You got to call and turn him into the police immediately, because I guarantee you he'll go to jail for that one. If his neighbor's next door is dead and he's there voting for him, we don't know about it. We can't keep up with all that, but you know about it. And if you're going to go in there and vote for a dead person, then you should go to jail. you're taking the risk. I don't know why you're doing it. I don't know who's paying you, although you might want your person, you think that's an extra vote will help him maybe win the election. And also, if you know that people are voting that aren't registered and they can't get registered, they could be guilty of a crime or whatever, but they can't get a voting card, they can't get registered. And if you know they're in there voting, you know their name, address, you tell the guy at the desk, this guy shouldn't be voting, he's illegal. And if he won't do anything, you go straight to the police. You don't wait 6 months from now. You do it that day. Because we don't want to have these things coming up 6 months after the election, and then we've got to spend millions of dollars to track it down. You say, look, I know Joe Smith lives next to me, is dead. He's been dead for several weeks. I know this guy here voted, got his voting material, and voted for him because I was in there. I saw it. So Joe Smith can't be voting at the same time. Now, these are some of the things that you should look for, but the main thing right now, I'm telling you, is to get ready and get out to vote and plan your day that 5th. That 5th, when it comes up, you plan your day. It's just like going to the dentist or the doctor. If you're deciding you're going to vote in the morning, and then you figure out how to get to work some other way. If you're going to vote at night, and if they're open until 7, you leave work at 3 or 4, whatever, take a subway car, cab, and you make sure you're at that voting precinct. They're not going to let you in after they close, unless they have a law line outside, something like that. But this is very important. It's worth talking about. And there's some of the things that you have to know, and you have to put them in the back of your head. And if you see anything at all that's illegal and you know about it, you have to turn them in. You have to start talking, and you can't worry about the consequences. If they want to come after you, let them come after you. We don't care. We want to put those people in jail. Thank you.